Witches on HBO,
Mhm.
um, from Roald Dahl. Okay. Um, and
It's not really from him. It's based off his
yeah,
book
based off his book, right? So based off the Roald Dahl story, Witches.
from Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah, so Zemeckis, very famous, accomplished actor, director.
Yeah,
Um, you know him from a number of very famous movies. Forrest Gump,
yeah.
um,
Back to the Future,
Back to the Yes.
Roger
There you go.
Rabbit.
So you're kind of going into this thinking this is a Robert Zemeckis movie, probably expecting it to be pretty good. Well, Dave did not leave this movie feeling like it was really good. Entertaining, perhaps
Yeah,
at times, but just a lot that I didn't like. Did you feel the same way?
yeah. It's
Yeah.
for kids too, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty overtly juvenile, both for its sentiments and like who it's trying to entertain, but also to me, just like kind of the filmmaking, the structure of it all. Like the first 15 minutes of the movie is nonstop narration exposition from Chris Rock and Octavia Spencer, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just pretty simple. The whole premise. I hadn't seen the original adaptation with Angelica Houston playing the Grand High Witch. I know it's a bit of a cult classic. It's on Netflix right now. This time around, there's been some things changed, like setting this back in like 60s with you know, with black leads. Felt like there was more meat left on that bone. I think obviously, but they didn't really go down that
Upset
road at
at
all.
all.
Maybe because they're trying to entertain kids. I don't know. But I think the best part is probably Anne Hathaway as the Grand High Witch this time around, just because it's really out there and she's just going for it and
Mm-hmm.
having fun. So that
She's
was the most
doing
entertaining
something.
part to me. But a lot of times I was like, wow, there's like a distracting amount of unnecessary CGI in this. Like, did you really need to animate that mouse in the little boy's pocket, like chest pocket? Like, no, I don't think you did. Like, that seemed like a strange use of funds to me. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, it's a low stakes kids movie at the end of the day. It's kind of like a Noah Holmes, I guess.
Yeah, but Enola Holmes, I felt like at least there was like a mystery at the heart of it. It was kind of like compelling to like follow that along, and the action scenes were definitely, I think, more entertaining than this. Hathaway is going for it for sure. Not sure what that accent is supposed to be. Kind of comes and goes throughout. The CGI on her face, um, really unpleasant to look at, which is obviously effective because that's what they're trying to do. But like the mouth that's too big for the human form. Um, okay, spooky did the part, but I kind of just felt like this was it's gonna sound so weird when I say it, but it was almost like a Halloween episode of Everybody Hates Chris. The Chris Rock
That's funny.
television show,
Yeah,
because it was the same
sure.
exact setup where it's him,
Mm-hmm.
narrating as a older adult talking about his childhood, and that's kind of what happens this whole time. And there is not a lack of talent in this movie. You have Anne Hathaway, Stanley Tucci, Octavia Spencer, Chris Rock, obviously narrating. Kristen Chenoweth is the voice of the little
Mm-hmm.
mousy Daisy. Um, there's some talent there.
Equally impressive, the screenplay was worked on by Kenya Barris and Guillermo del Toro, in addition to Robert Zemeckis. And Kenya Barris, obviously one of the most accomplished
Mm-hmm.
TV producers going at the moment, uh, really thought he could have brought more to the whole flip, because the original movie and book, it's not about black kids in the South, it's in England, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yet they didn't actually do anything with that. Like, it almost was just like performative, I guess. I don't know. Like, so yeah, I mean, it's tough to recommend much of it, really. And I wasn't familiar with the Roald Dahl story, but all the Roald Dahl stuff for the most part's pretty well liked, or at least pretty popular, right? At least, again, in the realm of entertaining children. So then again, you look at Robert Zemeckis's run since the 2000s, it's mainly misses, TBH.
Yeah.
There's some gems once in a while, but this is I don't know, seems a little misbegotten to me. And also, you think about like Del Toro, Zemeckis, Kenny Barris, all those people working on a screenplay. Wow, that many passes on it from most talented people. Would have thought it'd been better, but then again, that's also probably just a sign that it wasn't coming together all that much, and they needed help with it.
Yeah, it's I think like the parts I would say were fairly well done is maybe the scene where Anne Hathaway is like in has like the witch convention or
Yeah,
whatever.
the
Like she's
coven.
and you know what? That's really just Anne Hathaway showing out and like being absurd and ridiculous, but
Yeah,
it it's interesting. Uh I
but like
guess
but like in that scene, right? It's like Chris Rock's like, and then at that moment, I realized I had to get out of there because those witches were witches, and they want to
they're
kill
gonna
me, and I
eat
have to
me.
go.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to
Uh,
narrate that. You can just write the movie better and just have the action happen. Like
yeah.
it,
And I got
it, it was just pretty juvenile all around.
and I gotta say the like chubby kid character, obviously there for
Mm.
comedic relief, but I did not like him at all. I
Mm.
found him incredibly
Augustus
grating.
Gloop looking ass.
Yeah, very frustrating. Just that whole character did not work for me. Um, I'm just looking here at Zemeckis's filmography. When was the last movie you'd say was pretty good? I guess Flight.
That's what I'll go with. Yeah, Flight,
Yeah,
which is 2012,
and
right?
then before
Been a
that,
minute. Um,
Casa. I
like
guess.
it's a lot of like high profile films, right? Like a
Yeah.
lot of times they didn't go well. Allied, the Brad Pitt
Mm-hmm.
movie. Welcome to Marlin, notorious flop with Carell, right? Like it's not for a lack of trying. It just seems to be I guess the walk, the JGL tightrope movie. I think that was like decent.
Yeah, but the documentary was better. It's
Yeah, that's a good point.
like, well, we have an untitled Pinocchio live action adaptation to be looking forward to.
Yeah,
So
that's in development hell though.
yeah,
Yeah, Del Toro's also involved with that.